What's up, everybody? Thanks for checking us out at iNPLACENEWS. I'm Nar Williams. This is IPN Light for vlogs, blogs, and players. Player. It's March 4th, Super Tuesday. It's a showdown. It's overtime. It's the 11th round. Choose your metaphor. But Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton are facing off in big primaries and caucuses in Texas, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Ohio today. There should be a clear view of who the Democratic nominee will be after today's contest. Or not. Currently, Barack Obama leads by about 109 delegates, but Texas alone has 200 some up for grabs, so it is a must-win for Hillary today.
Has lost 11 straight primaries and trails Barack Obama in the delegate count. Some in the Democratic Party, including Clinton's own husband, say it'll be nearly impossible for Clinton to win the nomination without winning Texas and Ohio.
This is like Las Vegas. Hillary Clinton has put all her stakes in the middle of the table for those two.
The Clinton campaign is trying to recast the stakes. Aides say if Obama doesn't win both Texas and Ohio, as well as Rhode Island and Vermont, it will show that voters have buyer's remorse. A series of polls over the weekend show Clinton with a lead in Ohio, although Obama has narrowed the gap. Obama's campaign says they feel more confident about the Illinois senator's chances in Texas.
I think the momentum is clearly with Obama here, and I wouldn't be surprised if he won one or both of the states.
Texas's two-step voting process means there will be a primary and a caucus on Tuesday. That means it's possible for Clinton or Obama to win the popular vote, but come away with fewer delegates. Jason Bronis, The Associated Press, San Antonio, Texas.
Is it me, or is this just a stone-cold fact? People are snapping. Cuckoo! I mean, really. I can't even go to Wendy's and get a Frosty without getting worried about getting shot. Police say a gunman opened fire inside a Florida Wendy's yesterday, killing a firefighter and injuring 5 other people before killing himself. Authorities say they don't know what was behind the deadly rampage. The killer had no ties to the Wendy's fast food restaurant.
The West Palm Beach County Sheriff's Department is trying to figure out what led to a deadly lunchtime shooting at this Wendy's. Investigators say Auburn Blake came into the restaurant around noon on Monday, and after a brief stop at the restroom, he came back to the dining area where there were about a dozen people having lunch. And with no warning at all, he opened fire.
When I walked in, I heard the shot, and I looked and saw people just screaming and running. And when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, this man has a gun, he's shooting. The first thing I did was just turn around and bang, hit the door and run.
His first shot killed a local firefighter who had returned to the counter to pick up the right toy for his 4-year-old son's meal. Blake also injured several other customers before turning the gun on himself.
Fortunately, it looks like this was another random shooting like we've seen around the United States, whether it be at a mall or at a school. Here it just happened to be a restaurant in Palm Beach County. We don't know the motive. This was not a robbery.
Investigators say the 60-year-old handyman had no ties to that Wendy's or anyone working there, and they haven't found a note or any other clues about what may have set the gunman off. Ross Simpson, The Associated Press.
And if randomly shooting people in a fast food joint isn't enough to convince you this country's got major stress issues, authorities are saying a teenage girl helped her boyfriend shoot and stab all of her family members. Now, it turns out that the teens that allegedly wiped out this family in Texas had plotted for about a month to carry out their sick and twisted plan. Authorities are saying that mom and dad didn't want their 16-year-old daughter seeing this young man. So instead of the young man impressing the parents, he shot and stabbed the family with the help of the 16-year-old girl and 2 other friends. Here we have the crew that thought that their wants were more important than the lives of others. The weekend ambush left her mother and 2 brothers dead, according to police records released yesterday.
A faithful family dog named Max waits in the rain for his owners to come home, unaware as he guards the burned-out house that 3 people in the Caffey family have been killed. A 4th is in the hospital after being shot 5 times, and a 5th family member is in jail, one of 4 people accused of the attack.
I've got a man that's been shot.
Investigators say the family's 16-year-old daughter ambushed her parents and brothers early Saturday morning, killing them because her parents didn't approve of her boyfriend. That boyfriend and 2 others are all held in this jail on $1.5 million bond. The killings have shaken this East Texas community. 8-year-old Tyler Caffey was stabbed to death. His 13-year-old brother Matthew was shot and stabbed, along with mother Penny Caffey. After the attack, the home was set on fire. The family's father, Terry Caffey, was critically injured, but able to crawl out of that burning home across a field to his nearest neighbor's house. That neighbor called for help.
When did this happen?
I don't know, just a little bit ago, and we've also got a house on fire out here.
And the house is on fire?
Tommy Gaston says every time he closes his eyes, he sees things from that night.
And I don't care if I cry, I just can't talk and cry at the same time.
Now Gaston and his friends are trying to remember the Caffey family as they were before the attack.
Sweetest kids I ever knew, really, other than my own, and I considered them my own.
And we had a Halloween carnival, and they were out bobbing for apples.
Terry Caffey, the lone survivor, is in a hospital in nearby Tyler, where friends say his condition is improving. Rich Matthews, The Associated Press, Rains County, Texas.
And in the world of sports, the Favre is calling it quits. After flirting with retirement for years, Brett Favre means it this time. The Green Bay Packers quarterback retired after a 17-season career in which he dazzled fans with his grit, heart, and one hell of a rocket for an arm.
Brett Favre, one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history, is hanging up his cleats. The Green Bay Packers say that the venerable Favre is walking away on his own terms. The 38-year-old Favre is a Super Bowl champion and 3-time MVP. No quarterback in the history of the league has thrown more touchdowns or won more games than Favre. He also holds the record for the most consecutive starts at his position, a string that dates back to 1992. It's his grittiness and blue-collar mentality that made the Mississippi native such a hit in Green Bay. There were rumors that Favre was going to retire last year after his team went 8-8, but then he returned and led the Pack to a stunning 13-3 record and a berth in the NFC Championship game, which he lost in overtime. Many had thought the resurgence would have brought him back for another year, but Favre himself noted that his injuries were starting to pile up and that he was not getting any younger. Dave Lubeski, The Associated Press.
Hey guys, thanks for checking out IPN Lite on your favorite video website. But for streaming news on your desktop, check out iNPLACENEWS.com and download our player by clicking on the download button. It takes up a tiny little room on the hard drive, but there are no viruses or robots, we promise. And it gives you, we feed you live news right there to you. It's for your noggin. Guys, thanks for being at InPlace News Lite for vlogs, blogs, and players. I'm Noah Williams. Player!